What up, Idol fans and party people? It's your boy Chaz with another edition of All Types of Idol, cranking out all the commentary for American Idol Season 9. And this time we're going to reveal who the top 24 is and my opinions of them. The first person is Mike Lynche, and it's kind of obvious with the way that they showed him all throughout Hollywood Week. You know he's going to make it through. He's going to make it through. He bear hugged Ellen, which I thought was funny, and then he bear hugged Ryan. I'm telling you, it's like Ruben Studdard all over again. Next up was Didi Benami, one of my favorites, my early favorites to make the top 24. And of course she makes it. Of course. Is there any doubt? No. Anyway, she cried after the results, cried tears of joy, but I'm happy for her. I hope she makes at least the top 10 so that way I can see her on tour. Because I would love to meet her because she's awesome. Next up was Katelyn Epperly, and she sang Bubbly and Something to Talk About. Like I said, she has a unique voice. I just don't think she's anything special or doesn't pick the song that really shows off her voice. And to make matters worse, she had to wear a ridiculous outfit from the summer prison line. But luckily she makes it through and she has a chance to basically change her wardrobe and look more like a star. Just my opinion. Next up was Shelby Dressel, and of course Simon didn't agree with the judges because the other judges kicked her off the show. Darn it. Now Casey James, we all know that he's in for male eye candy for Kara. We all know this. But he makes the top 24, and suddenly Casey bursts into celebration, actually showing personality. I'm kind of surprised that he actually has this emotion in him. I wish he brought that to his performances. Next up was Aaron Kelly, and of course he's gonna go through because guess what? He appeals to all the Miley Cyrus, Jonas Brothers, the young crowd. So you know there was bound to be one of these guys in there, and he definitely fits that role. Next up was Dewyze, and of course he's gonna make it. He's my favorite male singer of the competition right at this point right now. And if he had left, you know Idol's gonna piss me off, and you know I'm gonna raise hell. Todrick Hall got one word from the judges. Yes. And he makes it through. You know what? I think he did amazingly well in Hollywood with his vocals alone. There's something about him that I don't quite like, and I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's a personality thing. Now, this one kind of tugged at my heart a little bit, Miss Jessica Fernie. And I think that she was a really good singer. I really think that she should have made the top 24, but unfortunately, it wasn't going to go that way, and Jessica Fernie was pissed. And, you know, I knew she wanted this, but I didn't really think that she should have gone off on that ramp and just kind of mouth off. Because Angela Martin tried this how many times? 3 times? Alright? She's been in your same boat. She just came back next year and did it again. I know how hard it is, but she had to suck it up. It's part of life being rejected. I wish Jessica the best of luck because I do love her voice, but that rant kind of just made me like her a little bit less. And then the next day, they started revealing more people, starting with Janell Wheeler. Now, hearing this girl, I thought she had a potential about her when she sang American Boy, and actually when she sang House of the Rising Sun too. But the other 2 days were kind of eh. She makes it through, and I'm like, yeah, Orlando represents! Next up was the cool man Tyler Grady. Now, I like his personality, didn't really care for his voice, so I'm kind of glad that I didn't really hear him much in the Hollywood round or whatnot. But of course you know he's going to make it through because just in case Casey James don't answer to Kara's advances, well, she'll have Tyler Grady. Lacey Brown was next, and she's been in this situation before where she got cut right before the top 24. And this time she didn't get cut. She actually makes it through. She sang Wonderful World, and I got a comment on this by the way. She reminds me a lot of Lisa Mitchell. And Lisa Mitchell can be good with the right song, but with the wrong song, she's pretty bad. So I have a feeling Lacey has to really pay attention to song choice or else she's going to make a quick exit. And they show a couple of people that made it through. Alex Lambert makes it through. Joe Munoz make it through, and I don't kind of agree with that because he sounds too much like Chris Allen to me. I'm sorry. Also, if there's any doubt, Ashley Rodriguez also makes it through. I would have thought they would have made a bigger deal with her. Crystal Bowersox really stepped it up in Hollywood, and naturally she goes through to the top 24, which I'm proud of. In American Idol, I think she is the true, genuine artist of the top 24. Next up was Katie Stevens, and I gotta say, looking at her, she reminds me a lot of JoJo. And she has a powerful voice just like JoJo too. So I'm waiting for her to really define her style, to know what type of songs will she be singing, you know? Because I don't think it's jazz. I don't think she figured out who she is yet, but she has an amazing voice for her age. After I got this result, apparently my TV or my local Fox station just ended up cutting like a bunch of eliminations that I didn't get to see, which pissed me off. But before I get into the next person, I would like to say there is a guy that I remember making it through, Jeffrey Goldberg, and I honestly think this guy should have made the top 24. Just from the little clip that I heard in Hollywood Week, you know, I think that he sounds like he has one of the strongest male voices here. So I'm kind of mad that, you know, they didn't feature him much, because I think that he could have been good. Next up was Angela Martin, and I got nervous because when she was walking down, she was crying, and I'm like, hold it together. She has gone through so much, with her father being murdered, taking care of her daughter that had an illness, her mom being missing while doing Hollywood Week. She's been through a lot, and the Idol producers know that, and she's worked on her voice. She really was on point singing American Boy when I heard her, and I'm like, why did you do this, Idol? Why did you cut her? I knew as soon as Carol sat down right next to Angela, I knew Angela Martin was going to be cut. And it was her last year too. She can't audition again next year because she's too old. And it ticks me off because I really hope that she really did make the top 24. She deserved to be part of the top 24, in my opinion. I'm hoping one of these unknowns that got picked over her are much better than her, or else I'm gonna raise hell, because next up was the silver hair siren, and I'm gonna claim that as my nickname for her, Miss Lilly Scott, who has an amazing jazz interpretation of her songs. Although I hated Rich Girl, so she has to also be careful with the song that she picked. And I'm kind of mad that her and Lacey Brown both made the top 24. I think they should have taken out Lacey Brown because she's weaker and put in Miss Angela Martin. Or at least take out one of the fathers. I don't know. But anyway, she makes it through, and hopefully she impresses me like she did with Lola at Birdland. Then we're shown a montage of all the girls that make it through the top 24. Paige Miles, which we only heard one note from. It sounded like a good note, but it's not enough to judge her voice. Siobhan Magnus makes it through. I'm glad she's going to make it through. I think she's going to be the dark horse like Miss Allison Irahita. She's going to be a creeper. Watch. Michelle Delamor makes it through. Pretty girl. I have a feeling that she's going to be fading in the background though. Then the two guys make it through. Jermaine Sellers, if there was any doubt, but he's been sucking lately. And Mr. John Park, which we haven't heard since the auditions, and I thought he was average. So the last two girls in the holding room were the teens, Miss Tori Kelly and Miss Haeley Vaughn. Now, as I said before, Haeley Vaughn, one of my early favorites. Tori Kelly, I'm glad that she's not as orange anymore, but you know what? She kind of impressed me a little bit. I kind of liked her version of Hot and Cold. Haeley makes it through, and I'm happy, but then again, Tori leaves, because I think Tori was good, but she's young. She could try out for Idol again. Now, this is the part of the show that really pissed me off, because the last two guys vying for that last spot was between Thaddeus Johnson and Andrew Garcia, and I like them both a lot. And when it comes down to it, when it comes to artistry, I think Andrew Garcia has the upper hand, and I would pick him over Thaddeus. So that's what ends up happening, and it really hurt my heart to see Thaddeus so heartbroken and hurt, because I really feel like he deserved one of those top 24 spots. I think that was a BS move, saying he didn't do anything wrong. So why cut him if he didn't do anything wrong? What's the reason? I think that was just messed up. So the top 24 has been selected, and I was like, I noticed Chris Golightly was there. I guess they announced his result while my TV was off. But then when they showed the top 12 guys, suddenly Tim Urban's there. Really? Tim Urban? You could have at least bought Thaddeus back, but Tim Urban? Why? He's so average. So now we move on to the semifinals, and this is my favorite part. This is make or break time. Now, some people will rise to the top, and some people will choke under the pressure. And I have my bets who I think should make the top 12. So guys, who do you think is going to make the top 12? List your predictions right here. So, until next time, love, peace, chicken grease.